Foss, SN1. How you doing, my brother?
I'm good, Jim.
Well, welcome to Beam. I'm good. We're gonna get into a lot of stuff today, but I want to start from the beginning. I want to talk about Peckham. What was it like growing up for you in Peckham?
Yeah, Peckham was cool for me because, funny enough, I think I was the only one out of my friends that grew up with my mum and dad. If you get what I mean.
Okay.
None of my friends had that, and it's my life back then. I was infatuated with football, so all I used to do is just play football for the school team, come home, computer football, play outside football. Do you know what I mean? So it's a lot of things happened in Peckham was growing up, obviously, but at that time, it was I was totally oblivious to it. If you get what I mean, it's obviously I grew up with other people that I knew in Peckham, but it's they're like, yeah, come do this. I'm like, I'm playing football. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's, yeah. And then when I stopped playing football and I started just chilling and that, yeah, that's when this things changed. It started seeing, my eyes started opening to other things and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? I saw someone do their first drug deal, but it was on my estate, innit? Do you know what I mean? And I remember I looked at our bedroom rocks, I was like, bruv, do you see that? Do you know what I mean? And, you know, rocks are just yeah, and I'm like, bruv, this is our estate, this is our feet, people should be coming from outside, do you know what I mean? And it just all kind of just started from there, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. At what point did you meet Giggs and the rest of the team? At what point was that?
It's Giggs, I knew Giggs from so high, primary school together, do you know what I mean? Infant, nursery, just known, Giggs all my life. But obviously I was from Queens Road, Peckham, and he's from Peckham, Gloucester, do you know what I mean? So it's obviously, when we used to go certain clubs and that, it's our mums knew that we were gonna both be there. It's just they'll put us there, if you get what I mean, sort of thing. But it's obviously, yeah, these people, I had my people, do you know what I mean? And plus, I love sports, Giggs hated sports, do you know what I mean? So it was just that sort of thing, and it's it was more of a thing because I don't think many people know, Giggs is a musician, innit? So back in the day, it was sound clashes and that. We'd be going out, he's doing sound clashes versus other people and stuff like that and whatnot. And that's when we kind of congregate and meet up. Do you understand what I'm saying? And it's more time, it's around music. Do you get what I mean? Obviously, other stuff went on rare, but more time it's around music, if you get what I mean. So it's that's when more time we congregated, if you get what I mean, back then, if you get what I mean, club, music and stuff like that. But the hanging out and stuff I was more football, do you know what I mean?
And then, as you mentioned, Giggs is a musician, obviously well known now. Yeah. Just as he started taking off, you decided to start making T-shirts for him and the rest of the team to wear on stage. What made you think, do you know what, I'm going to start making T-shirts for Giggs and the rest of the team?
Do you know what, it was a thing for me, it was just not uniform, but just to go on the stage and just be different. Do you know what I mean? Everyone know, obviously you got on the top, do you know what I mean? So obviously, if Hollow's going on stage with it on, when us men wear it as well, just to promote, at the start, if you get what I mean. And then obviously YG come up with the sick idea, if you're talking the hardest, do you know what I mean? Then if you're talking then the hardest in a different color, do you know what I mean? And then from that, I was just wow, that's cold. That's something no one's doing, blah, blah. So it was I think one time, Hollow had a booking for Napa, if you get what I mean. And obviously, you know that at the time, shows here, they were getting blocked. Yeah. Anything Giggs was doing, they were shutting down, blah, blah. So then, Napa, this was just different, innit? This is out of obviously the UK, if you get what I mean. So when I was going there, I just said, you know what, let me get some T-shirts made, just for us lot to just wear out there, if you get what I mean, innit? Do you know what I mean? So I did that, and then obviously one time, I think one of the clubs was booked out, innit, if you get what I mean? But I think there was some girls and they wanted to get in. I don't know why the promoter shouted Giggs, if you got more tickets, Giggs nah, speak to Frost, So I said to them, obviously, like, there's 3 t-shirts left, but they must have been like extra large, like proper massive and that. So if you don't like buy these last 3 t-shirts, I'll get you in it, if you get what I mean. So I was like, cool. When we got to the rave, it's like everyone went back to their apartment, got to the rave now. And these girls were there, innit, waiting for man and that. But they had these t-shirts on, innit, the extra large on, t-shirts on with a belt around it. So it does look like a skirt and that. And I was like, right, like, that looks cold, like, you look like, that's heavy, like, if you get what I mean. So then, after that, when we went in the club, it's like, what Matt saw, it's like Hollow's like performing and stuff like that, but everyone's going crazy and reciting the words and blah. And I've never seen this before. Do you get what I mean? I was like, this is meant, like, we're not getting love like this where we come from, if you get what I mean. So then, from that moment on, it was just like, do you know what? Gigs got extra bookings when we was out there. We had to extend our flights and stuff like that and whatnot. And I was like, do you know what, this is mental. When I get back, I'm on this t-shirt thing. I'm making more t-shirts and just banging it out because people were showing so much interest in the t-shirts. Like, yeah, I want one, where do I get it from? And obviously I didn't have t-shirts to bring there to sell. It was just for the man them to wear, innit, if you know what I mean. So yeah, when I come back, it was just, it was on. It was like a no-brainer, innit, if you know what I mean. So.
Yeah. And then that kind of led, well, it didn't kind of, it led to the creation of SN1 wear. Like, explain the transition from, as you said, just going from t-shirts to actually creating a clothing line to the point where you had to open up a shop to meet the demand. Like, what was that like for you?
Do you know what, yeah? To be honest, I think when I look back at it, I think maybe my head was just all over the place. Do you know what I mean? I think I was thinking like I was somebody that I wasn't, if you get what I mean. Obviously, like, what we was doing is just basically getting t-shirts and printing words on t-shirts, innit? Basically, bottom line. Do you know what I mean? But then obviously you're seeing all these other people doing stuff. Do you get what I'm saying, yeah? And then like, I don't know, I'm starting to think like, right, like, they're my competition, do you know what I mean? But like, these fellas are going hard, like, they're in the fashion, do you know what I mean? Like, they're coming out with sick hoodies, sick tops, rare, blah, blah. And I'm thinking, right, like, is this my rivalry in that? I'm thinking like, I need to step up a bit, if you get what I mean? So obviously, me not knowing anything, I'm buying hoodies and jumpers and that already made, innit? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, I ain't done anything to them. I'm just putting the words on it and I'm thinking it's that easy. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? So obviously, like, the quality's crap, rare, blah, blah, and whatnot. But at the same time, it's like, nah, like, I still, like, they're in demand. Do you know what I mean? People are on me. I'm getting these emails, phone calls and stuff like that every day and blah, blah. So then obviously, you know what? I just found like the perfect kind of hoodie, perfect thingy, and I just said, you know what, let's just put this in the shop, because I'm driving around doing like sale and return, and the sale and returns is pissing me off, basically. Do you get what I mean? Like, I'm driving round to you lot now, and then when I come round again, like, oh, like, you haven't sold this, or you don't want it. It's just like, you don't want to give me my money, bro. Do you know what I mean? I'm just getting pissed. I just said, you know what, flip this, man. Let me just have my own shop, and you lot can just come to me. If you don't want it, come to me and just buy it off, man. Innit? And that's why I just kind of made the shop, to be honest, because sale and return was just, yeah, it was a myth for me after a while. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And then nowadays, fast forward a bit, you got the clothing line Dollars and Pounds. Where did inspiration come up to start that up?
Yeah, so basically, when I had to shop SN1 wear, blah, blah, obviously going through some things in my life, blah, blah, I got a condition called lupus. Obviously, we're going to touch on that a bit later.
Absolutely.
But that kind of broke out in my body, innit? So obviously at that time, it was like, my life was on hold. Do you get what I'm saying? Obviously, I just stopped the SN1 wear clothing line just before that, if you get what I mean. Anyway, and then like my life's on hold. Like, it's like everything's changing for me. Obviously, like the way I feel, my parents, everything, blah, blah. And obviously, like, in my head, I'm still thinking these thoughts about my past and what I've done. Do you get what I mean? So then it's like, it got to a point where these bits on my face, like the pink bits, they were sore, like red sore, like rot, and on my head's all pink, innit? So it's red sore and that and blah, blah. Obviously, we know our parents and stuff like that, you're gonna cover up. So I was wearing hats, do you know what I mean? So then one day, I went to the Michelin S office with Gigs, if you get what I mean? And we was there chatting to the brother, and Gigs is like, yeah, Foss, whatever hats you want, just pick, and then you can just have them, innit, basically. So then, I've got about 10 Michelin S hats and that. I've gone home, but I've noticed like during that month, I'm only wearing one of them. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So then I've gone back to have a meeting with a guy at Mitchell and Ness and whatnot, but I'm wearing this hat. And I said to him, yeah, why? Like, out of all these Mitchell and Ness hats I've got 10 of them and I only need to wear one. Like, it's the only hat that don't like irritate me, hurt me or blah. Do you understand what I'm saying? Obviously my head's sensitive, innit? It's the only hat I like. And he's like, yeah, bruv, you're wearing like a £50 hat there. Do you understand what I'm saying? Rare, blah, blah. All them other hats, it's this, it's that, it's rare. And I just said, you know what, cool. I'm gonna start making hats in it and it's gonna be exactly like this. Do you get what I mean? So then when people put their hat on, they can feel how comfortable this hat is compared to other hats. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's when I just started the dollars and pounds hats, to be honest.
Cool, man. Nah, well, definitely, I've seen the clothing line. And where can people, if they want some more dollars and pounds, where can they find that in terms?
Yeah, there's a website, and there's we haven't talked about it being on the app to buy from an app as well. So like, it should be distributed like in a few places. Crep Select in Lewisham. Do you know what I mean? But we'll leave the website underneath like the details for you to get on it. Yeah, definitely.
I want to part clothing for a sec and pick up on what you mentioned about lupus. Now, me knowing you personally, I know you've said that this is the fight of your life. Yeah. In terms of being diagnosed with lupus and dealing with it on a day-to-day. But I want to firstly explain for people that are not aware, explain what lupus is.
Yeah, lupus is it's like an autoimmune condition, basically. It's like basically like my white blood cells attack my body. Do you know what I mean? I haven't got the right balance, basically. And with me, it's like, unfortunately, I've got lupus SLE. So that's like, obviously, my muscles, bones, and like I've got lupus discoid, which is my skin. Do you get what I mean? And it's like, with lupus, it's like, obviously, I was unfortunate to have both cases. But it's just like, if all of us in the room had lupus, it's like we all wouldn't have, not one of us would have the same case of lupus, if you get what I mean. Right. Like, you wouldn't find anybody with lupus and they both got the same, if you get what I mean. Yeah, it just wouldn't happen, if you get what I mean. So, yeah.
I want to take it back to before you was diagnosed with lupus, and what were some of the symptoms that you started to experience?
Well, basically, I think for like 3-4 years, obviously everyone knows I was kind of like a fitness fanatic back then. Like, gym was like my livelihood. But every summer, it's like my skin would wale up like lava lumps, but only like in the joints of my arms there and like the back of my neck. Do you know what I mean? Every summer, like without a doubt. Do you know what I mean? So I'd be going to the doctors like, what is this? It's bloody like disgusting and like horrendous, it's like horrific, if you get what I mean. And he's just like, hay fever. So it's like, he's giving me some cream, like, and I'm just like, what's it like? Well, that's steroid cream. He's like, yeah, I don't want it. Do you know what I mean? Next year, the same thing again, one summer, the same thing. Yeah. Go there, hay fever, or blah, blah. It was just the same thing, basically, yeah.
Okay, and then at what point did you, because you mentioned 3-4 years, you're going back and forth to the doctors, they're telling you it's hay fever and they're giving you cream. Yeah. At what point did you start to think this is much more serious than what they were telling you?
I didn't. You know what it is, yeah? I'm a person, doctors, hospital, tablets and stuff like that. I'm not on it. Yeah. Like, I don't go to them places, if you see what I mean. Like, I try to fix myself. Do you know what I mean? So, it's like my girlfriend at the time, she moved into some flat, basically, and it's the top floor, no lift. So, me and her dad's bringing in stuff, carrying up stuff like the washing machine and all that stuff or whatnot. I don't have no fear in the mind or nothing, like, that anything was wrong with me, if you get what I mean. But I remember one day, I was there in the house, and then someone spilt drink underneath the microwave. So obviously I've lifted the microwave up to put on the floor. As I've lifted it up, it's like, I was like, right, like, it just seemed mad heavy, if you get what I mean. And I was like, kind of like just put it on the floor. And I was thinking like, right, like I've opened the microwave door to see what was in it, innit? But it was empty, do you know what I mean? And I was just thinking, obviously in your head, like, this ain't right, do you know what I mean? But then afterwards, it's just like, it's like I'm just shaking it off, like I'm wiping the sideboard and that. And then it's like I had to psych myself up to lift up this microwave to put it back, do you know what I mean? So I did that and I put it back, and it's just like, obviously after a couple hours, just like, I've forgotten about it, like it's done, do you know what I mean? I'm just not even thinking anything of it, if you get what I mean. So then it weren't till like, I don't know, like maybe like a few days later or something like that. I don't know. I wake up and then like, I'm in pain, like just everywhere. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm in like mad pain, like I'm so much pain, I can't even turn onto my front. Do you know what I mean? And plus this is new for me. This is like, I'm just like, what do I do, if you get what I mean? So obviously the first thing, like a girlfriend at the time, like, yeah, call an ambulance, do you know what I mean? Because like, I can't move anywhere, if you get what I mean? Like I'm in pain. So they come, carry me downstairs and that, obviously bring me to ambulance and that. And I'm at the hospital. So when I'm at the hospital, it's like, obviously no one knows what's going on. I don't know what's going on, if you get what I mean. I'm a lab rat now, do you know what I mean? I'm going through all these different tests, do you know what I mean? Blah, blah, skin grafts, blah, blah. Then I think one doctor says, rare, blah, blah, it could be lupus. But apparently at this time, it's like they're saying that lupus is only in like ethnic minority and women.
Right.
Do you get what I mean?
Right.
But lupus mimics a lot of other conditions. Do you get what I mean?
Right.
So it's like, if you had a cold and I had a cold, apparently my cold would be worse than yours because I've got lupus. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But it would just mimic any other condition as well, innit? So if you think it's this, it might not be because it's lupus. If you get what I mean, innit? It's crazy. So then I'm going through these tests, and then the guy's saying, you know what, take out a lymph node from his armpit, and that will determine if that's 100% lupus, if you get what I mean. Obviously they did it, blah, blah, and they just said, yeah, it's lupus.
2 questions. When they said it is lupus, what was your knowledge of the disease at the time? Did you know what it was?
Didn't have a clue.
No, a clue.
Didn't have a clue.
So how did that affect you mentally at the time? Like, did you still think, oh, this is something that I can get over, or did you know the severity of it at that point?
Yeah, because you see what it is, yeah? Like, I don't know, it's like, I'm always encouraging people, innit? Do you know what I mean? To do blah, blah. And one of my good friends has got sickle cell as well, innit? Do you know what I mean? So I used to go and visit him in like hospital a lot, if you get what I mean. So then I'd be like trying to encourage him, come man, just come down to the gym, yeah, blah, blah. But he's like, no, I can't, yeah, do you understand what I'm saying, innit? And it's like, because I'm not going through it, I can't see like, what do you mean you can't, if you get what I mean, innit? Yeah. But he's like, I can't, but I don't know what he's going through, innit, if you get what I mean. So it's the same thing for me, innit? So at the same time, because I've been going gym before this happened, it's like in my head, I need to go gym and shake this off. Do you know what I mean? That's how I think. Do you know what I mean? I'm thinking like, this ain't gonna get me. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, because it's like, it's different for him because he was born with it. Do you know what I mean? But for me, it's like, it's just like, it broke out when I was 30.
So you lived a full life.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah, then I was 30,
yeah,
and then this lupus has broke out.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's like, I knew me before this.
Yeah.
If you understand what I'm saying, and I need to get there.
Yeah.
If you get what I mean, like, that makes me stronger because I knew how I was before, if you get what I mean? So I think if I got this now, I feel like I can get back to normal, if you get what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. How important was the people around you? Like, when you got diagnosed with lupus, how important was your friends and your family in supporting you?
Very, very, very important. Very important. It's like, there's things that like, it's like, it's very hard to explain, innit? It's like, because I'm a person, yeah, that like, I don't like people doing stuff for me because they feel sorry for me and stuff like that and whatnot and blah, blah. And I'm a person, like, if people are around me and that, and I'm ill and stuff, it's like I'll wait for you to go, and then I'll be on shit. Do you know what I mean? Like doing stuff behind people's back and stuff. So it's like I just appreciate people just being their self around me. If you get what I mean? Oh, not like, oh, you need this, I feel sorry for you, all that sort. Like, I don't want that. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's like flipping, I'd be waking up every day trying to shake that shit off. Do you get what I mean? It's like, how can I say? So you see my son, like, it's like he's oblivious to that condition, innit? If you get what I mean, innit? Like if I'm sleeping, Dad, you're lazy, what are you doing? Blah, blah. Do you understand? But I understand. Do you get what I mean? He's just being real. Do you get what I mean? He doesn't know any better. And that's what I like. If you get what I mean, innit? Like I just like that. Do you get what I mean? Nah, Dad, come on, man, we got to do this. Oh, nah, Dad, we got to fight. Do you understand what I'm saying? Or go that. Do you understand what I'm saying? But I know that if I'm going to the park with you, son, like maybe for the rest of that week, like I'll be in pain. Do you understand what I'm saying, innit? But you don't get that, innit? But I'm just thinking like, obviously it's just not that. I just need to do this. Do you understand what I'm saying, innit? Because obviously it's like I imagined me having a son differently. Do you understand what I'm saying, innit? So all them sort of things that like, it's stuff like that. And then like, my friend obviously like, yeah, gigs, you know, more time we'd be down the studio. Do you know what I'm saying? Congregating like around the music he's making and stuff like that and whatnot, or going out to shows and stuff like that and whatnot. And it's like for a long period of time, I wasn't able to do that. Do you know what I mean? It's like they'll be phoning me, and it's like it got to a point before they even said anything, I'm just like, no. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm just in that mode. Do you get it? Like nothing, do you know what I mean? I'm not doing anything, do you know what I mean? I'm in that mode. I'm at home, like the kids are there, my family's like, I'm happy, like leave me, do you know what I'm saying, innit? Like I'm just about doing this, do you know what I mean? So yeah, man, I was just there, innit, do you know what I mean? And then I think one time when I was going through that period, I think Gigs must have phoned me. I remember I was just lying in bed, do you know what I mean? I was just like just no, you know, like our banter and that, and he's just like, what you on about? I ain't even said anything. Do you get what I mean? Like, what's your problem, man? I ain't even said nothing. I'm like, blah blah, and he's just like, yeah, I've got you some tickets for like VIP Alicia Keys, very rare. And then it's like everything in my mind changed, innit? And I was like, bruv, like you remembered. Do you get what I mean? Because I'm a proper big Alicia Keys fan when I was growing up, do you know what I mean? Rolling, like, listening to her and stuff like that. So when he did that, it's like everything changed. It's like, rah, like, you remembered, like, it's not like, rah, you cared, because I know everyone cares, innit, do you know what I mean? But it was a big deal, and I was just like, it got me out of bed. Do you understand what I'm saying, innit? Like, I was up, rah, like, come on, my girlfriend at the time, yeah, come, we're going, blah, blah. Like, it was great, do you understand what I'm saying, innit? And it's like, that happened, and then afterwards I went back home and then, do you hear me? I was just back in depression mode. It's just mad, like, yeah. So I don't know, man.
How's things changed for you, like moving forward? Like, how, like, managing it from a day-to-day basis? I mean, things like diet, has that changed at all?
Yeah. I eat different now. Do you know what I mean? It's like before, obviously, like, it just used to be a gym fanatic and stuff like that. But honestly, like, my diet was kind of like based on like pasta, tuna, sweet corn. Do you know what I mean? Come out from the gym, pasta, tuna, sweet corn, like basically. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, this bare shit, like no veg. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, I loved fruit, like, so I'll be eating fruit every so often and that. But veg, back then, I think I was just like carrots, sweet corn, and that's not even veg. Do you know what I mean? Like, basically. So now it's just like. It's like basically, I can't go a day without having an avocado. Do you know what I mean? Like spinach, the cucumber. Do you know what I mean? A bit of kale, like peppers and stuff like that. Cut out meat. Don't eat no meat at all now. Just fish. I'm on myself to maybe cut out the fish as well, but. Like, I'm running out of dishes, innit? Do you know what I mean? So I need the fish. But, yeah, it's just like stern, like dairy products. Not as much, do you know what I mean? Obviously, I'll have a pizza with a bit of cheese on it and that, but Yeah, not as much, man. But my diet totally changed. Water, do you know what I mean? Nice. Yeah, like water a lot. But yeah, and going out and like sleeping patterns and that. So like before, well now, it's like 8 hours is a must sleep, if you get what I mean. If I have less than 8 hours, then yeah, my day's just like a myth, if you get what I mean. It's not cool.
How has it changed the way you think about the future? I can tell you're in a upbeat mood. You're positive moving forward. How has this outbreak, and to be fair, at a sort of late stage in your life, like 30 years old, you've lived a full life. Like how does that change the way you think about the future moving forward?
It's changed a lot because in my experience, like breaking out in 30, it's like obviously like a lot of people wouldn't know, like but when I was 30, it's like I turned my back on a lot of stuff. Do you know what I mean? I tried to move positive in it, like with the shop and rare and blah blah. Tried to throw the negative past away, if you get what I mean. And then I thought that I was cool, set, like just with everything. I could just move forward, if you get what I mean. And then for that to break out and have my son at the same time, it's just like, I don't know, it just felt like everything was just crashing down on me, innit? If you get what I mean. I just felt like, like yesterday everything was cool, and then today it's just like, I just feel like I'm just starting again, if you get what I mean. Like I just feel like, yeah, I don't even know who I am now. If I was just going through a different zone, innit, just trying to find myself, but at the same time pattern the family, be there for everyone, because I've always been there for everyone, if you get what I mean. Like I was just trying to find a new me, if you get what I mean. Like not be there for everyone, but be there and then find me, if you get what I mean. And yeah, I think that was just the hardest thing, if you get what I mean, ever. Yeah. Ever.
I think that moving forward, I think the key thing is, and one of the reasons why you decided to do this interview as well, was to spread awareness about lupus. Like, how do you want people to help do that? How do you want people to help spread awareness about lupus?
It's just basically just I don't know, maybe be more helpful and more thoughtful when you see people like down the street, or if you see, because someone like me, it's like if I was to commute and stuff like that, I'd be tired, innit? For lupus, I'd want to sit down. Do you get what I mean? You might see an old lady standing there and whatnot, blah blah. That I might just get up and give her the seat, because obviously she's just thinking like, look at this young kid. Do you understand? No one knows any different.
Yeah.
You just see these things on my face, innit? Do you know what I mean? But a lot of people think that it's vertigo. Do you know what I mean? And obviously that's just like a pigment change, like if you get what I mean. So your skin changes colour, but it's not sore, it's not anything else in it, if you get what I mean. So when a lot of people see me, they just think that. Do you understand what I'm saying, innit? But they don't know the pain that I'm going through, if you get what I mean, innit? Or other lupus patients are going through, if you get what I mean. So it's like my friend, like Tasha Nesta, she's got like lupus, but she's had it longer than me. And it's like me and her are gonna start to try and raise awareness, because the stuff that she goes through as a lady, I think is like detrimental, that people do understand and learn about lupus, if you see what I mean. Yeah. And you see, because I'm gonna start doing some blogs to raise awareness, but like not just for lupus, but for other conditions as well. Because I think there's a lot of other conditions that we're not aware of. Yeah. And like we see these people every day and blah blah. Obviously, like I know that we can't do much, but you know, like just to maybe just be aware. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Because I think it does make a big difference. You know what I mean?
And obviously, Lupus Awareness Month is May, but every month, every day,
month for
to start spreading awareness.
Yeah, every day, because obviously it's just like different seasons. It's like you have to adapt to the summer with lupus. Do you know what I mean? Your skin's got to be solid. Do you get what I'm saying? Innit? And it's like you have to go through stages. You can't just go solid tomorrow, if you get what I mean. If it's weak today, it's like go through stages to get solid. And then the winter comes and it's just like another knockback.
Yeah.
See what I mean? Like, you can't take the cold. Like, you know, you just need, it's just the right, having the right balance of lupus. Do you know what I mean? So it's just, yeah, going to work, getting stressed out, because obviously, like, stress is like kind of the main symptoms as well, like the main symptom of, like, with any condition.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, stress takes over a lot of you, know what I mean? So I think you've got to be mentally strong as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, moving forward, bro, the future's bright. Speaking of the future, can't not sit down with you and not mention the come up. Obviously, can't not mention the rest of the team, Jude, Cads. Explain, for people that may have not come across the come up, because it's fairly new, a few years old.
Yeah.
Explain what it's about and why you decided to start it up.
Basically, the come up is like a urban X Factor, basically. It's just like a platform for the streets, basically. You know, like, we've got a lot of talent in our, like, areas, hoods, whatever you want to call it, do you know what I mean? But, like, I've noticed, I don't know if you've noticed, that our sort of talent ain't going to be going on to those shows like X Factor and The Voice and stuff like that and whatnot. And even if they do, majority of the time, it's like their story ain't right to get past certain stages anyway, do you know what I mean? So obviously it's like, obviously me, Juds and Cads are from a background from youth clubs and all that, do you know what I mean? Like, Cads was running her own little youth club, and obviously, like, you've got the little youths coming in, she can see they've got talent, do you know what I mean? Obviously they've got a mic in there, they're doing certain things, blah, blah. She's just like, you know what? We've got to do something about this, do you know what I mean? Like, these kids are coming here and they're like off the streets. Do you understand what I'm saying? And obviously that youth club got shut down. Do you understand what I'm saying, innit? And it was just like, obviously, you know, like, sometimes when you just feel like the onus is on you, basically, it's like, who else is going to do anything? No one, blah, blah. And I think just her, me and Judd just put our heads together and just kind of come up with the come up, basically. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. We kind of knew some guy who kind of created something called the Unsigned Stars.
Okay, yeah.
Do you get what I mean? And he was with us at the start when we created the come up, if you get what I mean. And if you knew the talent that came through Unsigned Stars, you would have known why we kind of started the come up, if you get what I mean. So yeah, us doing that, and obviously, like, how the first year went, like, obviously, like, we just had to carry it on, and like, it's like the people that come through our platform is just like, yeah, it's just heavy, blah, blah, I'm glad that you've done this, but you can't stop now, and obviously we're just kind of just going from strength to strength now, do you know what I mean? Like, created it.
Definitely, bro. I mean, I've been there every year in terms of the finals, and the first sort of full year that you've done it, 2018, the winner was Debo Brown, who's just dropped her single called The Come Up. Yeah. Give an insight into what type of artist Debo is and what we can expect from her moving forward.
Yeah, obviously Debo is very, very talented rapper, and obviously she's a female as well. And it's like, I don't know what to say. It's just like, Debo is like everyone's fan, if you get what I mean, innit? It's like people in the industry right about now, it's like they're just fans of Debo. And I think how she comes across so clean, so talented, like word for word, line for line. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's just like when she speaks, it's just like you just want to listen and you have to listen. You get what I mean? I think she's just got that effect on people. So yeah, it's going to be good things to come from her, definitely.
Looking forward to it, man. Looking forward to it. And then this year's winner was Bricks, and she's originally from Birmingham. Yeah. So it just goes to show the scope in terms of the UK scope that you guys have got at the moment. Yeah. But what can we expect from her as well moving forward? I'm assuming she's in the studio cooking up.
Yeah, she's in the studio cooking up. She just done I was in the studio with her the other day and she done a little, that Brooklyn beat. Done a little freestyle over that. Yeah. But yeah, she's gonna be bringing out a single soon because you know that we've just launched the DCU Records. So obviously that's like the Come Up record label. And partnered up with Caroline Distribution. So
And that's In Control Media, right? In Crowd Media,
oh,
sorry.
that's In Crowd Media. That's like the umbrella, like the consult, and the come up falls underneath that, and like DCU Records and the workout. you you hear more of that about that in the future, basically. You know what I mean? So yeah, so we're like kind of a media consortium company now, if you get what I mean. Because obviously, like we've noticed that obviously the come up, we kind of come out of our remit. Do like more than just the come up, you know what I mean? So obviously we thought that it's only right that we kind of build that sort of platform to do other stuff, if you know what I mean?
Well, definitely looking forward to what's coming up next, man. And I'm sure we'll look out for Bricks, we'll look for Debo. See, for those that don't know, Debo's new single's out now, the come up. So go and check that out. I want to finish off with just asking you, what would you say to people who've got not even just lupus, but a condition that is affecting them on a day-to-day basis? What words of encouragement would you give them?
Yeah, obviously first, like, God, pray, do you know what I mean? Like, never give up, do you know what I mean? Just always pray. And like, research, do you know what I mean? Always research what you got, do you understand what I'm saying, innit? And it's like, from my experience and what I went through, I wouldn't want anybody to go through that, do you understand? Like, and it's like, from my experience, I've learned that doctors, hospitals and that, they don't know it all. Do you know what I mean? Like, they study from a book. Do you understand what I'm saying, innit? And this book said that lupus was in ethnic minority and women. Do you understand what I'm saying, innit? So obviously in my case it was different. Do you understand what I'm saying? So in my experience, things change. And if things change, you have to kind of study yourself and get to know yourself. Do you know what I mean? Like, do them things and that and whatnot. And then when you hear certain things, you're going to be like, nah, but my body reacts like this, my body reacts like that. I'm like, do you understand what I'm saying? So when you get medication, it's like they're treating you all the same. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're not all the same. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, from my experience, just get to know your body and like try different things out, dieting and learn about foods and what certain foods do this and food does that. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you start learning that sort of stuff, then obviously, like, you'll pull through, definitely.
Cool, man. Well, Frost, man, it's been a pleasure, man, honestly. Now, thanks a lot for coming through. Where can people find you? Where can people find out more about lupus, the come up, dollars and pounds?
Right, Instagram at Foss SN1. Obviously, you got the come up at the come up _UK. Look out for the blog, the lupus blog. Well, not lupus blog, like all conditions blog, basically. Look out for that, me and Tasha. So you'll see a lot of me like in the future, basically. So yeah, just look out for that.